everybody. Hello. I know nobody's in here right now. So, let me do this. 2, 1. Okay. Okay, so. Go. I'm hearing a ring.
Damn.
Yes. Hello, hello, hello. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
You can't see me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. I think your camera might be turned off, or there's like a camera thing you have to press at the side. You can see me, right?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. Well, I don't know. If we can't get you on we want you on the camera, but if we can't get you on the camera, at least we can hear you. But the whole fun part of it is to have you on the camera too.
All right, you can't see me?
I can't see your video. I can't see your yeah, it's not showing. Like, it should be a half and half thing.
All right, what about now?
Still nope.
Nope.
No, I can hear you, but I just can't see you. What about me? Can you see me on your screen and yourself?
I can see you and me.
So what the heck is going on? Hold on. Hold on a second there. Maybe something's wrong on my end. I don't know. Hold on. Oh, you're there. The camera's there. I don't know. Y'all, how do we get him on the camera? What's going on? Hold on a second.
I don't know, but I can see you though.
Yeah, you could see me. Okay. Now I just X'd out, came back in. That's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's on my end. Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, this is my second live. So, I don't know. Is there something, if anybody else is on here,
Yeah.
hello everybody. Hello fam. What's going on? Thank you for coming in. Okay, so DC,
Hey,
we're gonna try and,
Money Making Monet on here too.
yeah, I just saw. Money making money. Big up yourself.
What's up,
That's why I
man?
said hello fam. Hello. So we're just trying to figure this out. I don't know why I can't see it on my end. That's not cool, man. That's not cool.
But I can
That's
see
not
you.
cool.
You got the chain on. I see you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why. Oh, boy. I want to see you. I want to see you when I'm talking to you. That's why.
Right.
Uh,
And I'm not, I don't know. I pressed the button and everything.
oh, boy. The enemy is just really, really, really trying right now. Anyways,
What about,
the whole point of, I don't know. You want to try it one more time?
if it don't broke, don't try.
I know, right? At the same time, it's true. Okay, whatever. I guess we'll just talk the things and it'll be like you're on an audio, I guess, right?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on I'm going on, cause you on live, so I can go on the other one. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I this technology thing is just yeah.
But
This technology,
the fact that we on like this is just like, that's a big up, you know. And then future forward, we can figure out a way to make it, because right now I can't even get on my other phone to the account, and that's crazy. And I see you on.
and then I don't know if other people are on your live money making money. You cut your hair so she could see you. So that's good that she could see you. And you're calling me now.
Yep,
No,
I cut my hair.
it just
Yep.
yeah, it just went away. Okay. So I don't know. Let's continue, I guess. At least we could hear you. And
Hey. All right. Hold on. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Hello, doggy family. Hello.
What's going on, people?
What's going on? So we got money making money in here. Hello, hello. I'm Nikki Victorious Vibes content creator on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. And thank you so much for I am Drizzy Magni. What's going on, Bridget? What's up? Thank you. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. So we are here with American published author DEE CEE, the author of the Journal of a Luminary.
Yeah.
And this book is now on sale on Amazon. You guys can go on Amazon, Kindle, check it out, order the book. It really, really is profound. It is deep. It will really expand your mind. It will really broaden your vocabulary, broaden your horizons, broaden your understanding as to why we treat each other the way we do as Black people, coming from a lineage of kings and queens, and how that was disrupted over time and disrupted through, um, what you would call what was it? Hold on a second. What you would call negrophobia,
Yes.
and subhuman treatment.
Yes.
So the book is deep. This will probably take us a good while to kind of seep through a synopsis, a summary of what your book is about. And again, at least please excuse everybody. We tried to get DC on the camera. For some reason, it's not connecting, but we can hear him. So
Yes.
you guys will just see me, and we'll hear the guest as we are speaking and conducting this interview. Again, I apologize. The technology, we don't have control over it. Sometimes we try to run it the way we do, but sometimes it has a mind of its own. So I really do apologize. I'm kind of bummed out because I want to see you, but I guess like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It took us a minute to get on here to even hear. So let's continue and go on. So DC,
Yeah.
welcome,
Well, thank you.
welcome.
I appreciate
Yes.
that. Thank you.
Welcome and big up yourself. Thank you so much for allowing me to interview today with regards to your published book.
Yes.
First, I'd like to say congratulations on your success.
Thank
Congratulations on the journey that it took to get this success. Because, man, when I tell you, you have a story, my
you.
brother.
Thank you. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You have a story. And I guess we can kind of, I wrote notes, I took down notes and everything, and kind of speaking points on what I want you to expand on or ask you. So I guess one of the first questions I have to ask you is, when did you write this book? What year did you decide to write this book?
Uh, um, 2013, I started on it. Unfortunately, um, in that time of my life, I was not with society due to a situation that happened where someone was unalived.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. And so my second question is, in addition to your life testimonies, what inspired you to actually say, you know what, I'm going to write a book? Because, man, your life story, I could see why you perhaps were encouraged to write the book, but what inspired you personally to say one day you're going to get up and just start writing about your experiences?
Well, I've been writing. My dad, rest in peace, he wrote. He was also Chicago police. But growing up, I would see him always writing. He was always typing. He wrote several books, but they never made it to be published. So one of the things that I wanted to do in my lifetime, watching him, is to write my own. my father, rest in peace, very intelligent, all type of military and, law enforcement background with him and, college educated. But, he instilled in us, my brothers and sisters and I, to, just go for it. Don't just sit around in life and be a problem, be a solution.
Yeah, it's right, right. So, okay, so I guess that kind of that's what prompted you to start writing this book, as putting your little niche on what is the solution to the problem in terms of exposing it so we can get to a solution.
So first of all, you got to address the problem to have a solution. And
Right.
the problem, whether we're in America or globally, is all of the issues with healthcare, abortion, child molestations, kidnappings, all of the life sicknesses.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
and racism, that's one of the biggest things that's going on continually right now. Like in the news, I hear we have another George Floyd issue. Um, but the thing about addressing the things that's going on is to deal with the uncomfortable conversations that no one wants to have.
Mm-hmm.
Halfway about it, halfway do something about it, and just go on about life, hustle and bustle. So that
Right.
is one of the things that was like an inspiration to get it done.
Right. Right. Well, thank you for letting me know, because I was curious. In such a profound book, such a deep book, The Journal of a Luminary. Y'all have to purchase it. Anybody who's in here, thank you for joining. My One Tool people, thank you. Spread the word. The Journal of a Luminary, now on sale on Amazon. So let's get into it. Chapter 1, you talk about negrophobia.
Yes.
And the subhuman treatment of human beings from other so-called human beings, which I call so-called, because I don't understand how other humans could treat another human with such subtreatment and such hate. If you can get into that in terms of your view of negrophobia and subhuman treatment.
So in that chapter, it's basically like this book, and as well as this chapter, is like my life
Right,
legacy of leading.
exactly. It is. It is your life story.
Uh, information for my kids, grandkids, and their kids, and everyone's kids, so on and so forth, about basically who we are in this world, because constantly is being swept up under the rug about our cognition. And when it comes to the origin of life, yeah, everyone knows that the multitudes come out of Africa, but yet the premise of that was it was based on a biblical text.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people take the Bible for eons and use it out of context.
Mm-hmm.
So the deal itself that got us here in America, Canada, and other places throughout the world was because of that situation of, okay,
Absolutely.
the scripture says that you are cursed and therefore you're going to be a slave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just long story short, with the process of what I'm writing about negrophobia and subhuman treatment, the negrophobia part is being afraid of who we are because where we're from,
Right.
skin tone, everything that we're comprised of.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about what is who we are,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people may not agree with the scriptures nowadays, and you have people falling off because of what people see in the world, whether it be people that he call himself a Christian, but yet you see him or her
Yeah.
doing things that's contradictory of the scriptures. But yet still, we are still those people that came out of the scriptures. You know,
Right.
the flood. You know, from Noah's children,
Right.
and we are we're here, and a lot of people do not just want to accept the fact of our cognition.
Right.
You know, it's being more fearful because it's been hyped up and pumped up to be what do you call fear of us because it's
Yeah.
who we are.
Yes. 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 And I have to say, like, a lot of that stems from the lack of knowledge, because for the lack of knowledge, if you don't have the knowledge, you're not going to know. And
Right.
with this book and a lot of that information that you put out with this book, gives you that knowledge that you otherwise wouldn't realize. Because a lot of things that I read in the book allowed me to realize a more introspective, broader perspective as to why things are the way it is. It makes so much sense. And I just commend you on coming to the knowledge and wisdom of that and putting that in words and putting that in a body of work that the public, people like myself, can read and learn. I know we may not have time to read it. It really took, you really have to carve out time to read, but it's important because reading really does give you that knowledge, with regards to the information that you're trying to put out there and let people understand. So, with regards to the negrophobia, the subhuman treatment, you mentioned in the book that people not wanting to deal with the uncomfortable conversations, like you mentioned, in terms of how we deal with those conversations to move forward with solutions. And how do you think we go about that?
One of the things is starting from each individual household, I would say.
Yeah.
It starts at birth, like a lot of the indoctrination that people are under, they take out into society. The first teachers are who? Your mom, your pops. These are the first teachers, and what they teach you is very important, you know. And if what they're teaching is not accurate,
Mhm.
then you go out with a misconception in the world about people.
Right.
So it will first start at home.
Yes.
With a lot of people, when you go out like this, like little Bobby or a little Ricky or a little Mike or a little this or whoever the child name, and this is what you're going to see when you go out there. A lot
Right.
of people, don't know that some of these people out in our midst, they teach differently than what is taught in our home, in African American homes.
Right. Right.
So if you start there, and then when you get to the public schools, the school system, the history books, it's
Absolutely.
erroneous.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you start with first from the home, because that's one of the
The foundation.
first of teaching, where
Hmm.
people will teach you about this or that. And then from there, you the school system. And I don't know about what the school system in Canada, but out here, the school system, for the most part, is okay, but it does not teach accurate information about each individual groups. That's
Same
here
here in Canada. Same here. They don't teach. They don't teach you. All we learned about was Constantine.
about
That's
Constantine.
all we learned. That's all I remember learning in school is about Constantine and his voyage across America and Europe and everything. And then as I got older, I learned more about the whole pagan thing, which we'll get into that, which Constantine was behind. But that's all I remember learning in school in Canada is learning about Constantine. We didn't learn about any other history, especially Black
Right.
history.
Right. So that's another thing that really that has to be addressed is calling ourselves Black. Now I'm in contact with people from different continents, like a lot of people from Africa. I know that most of us get scammed, being can I get money for this and that? But for the people who you weed out and you really talk to, like they really want to know what's going on with
Yes,
what's happening with us, and the mindset of being called Black is part of an indoctrination of the subhuman treatment. We're not a color. If
that's
you
right.
if you look up the word Black in the dictionary, everything that's listed up under Black is negative.
Correct.
So
Correct.
when you when you follow up under a color, then that's all you, by definition. If a child picks up a book, the dictionary, and they see Black, oh, you're Black people, but then you look up the definition for it, and it says everything negative, and then you go by what's been crafted in society is negative. So that's where that NEGROPHOBIA comes from.
Right.
The
Right.
crafted fear of because oh, you wicked, evil, this, that. It's not as bad as it used to be,
Yeah.
but the damage from I don't know if you ever heard of Willie Lynch.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
So the thing about Willie Lynch and his indoctrination was it was supposed to last 300 years after slavery.
Okay.
So we're still in that after the slavery period, and you can tell
Mhm.
by how the mindset of the people, how they move, that we're still in that institutionalized phase of coming out, and then you got just the so-called uh,
Yeah.
woke part of what's going on in life now.
Yeah.
What I know that in the end, towards the end, a lot of us that are in tune with our Creator, He said He will pour out His Spirit. We'll, start to coming back into our knowledge of who we are, what we're supposed to be doing. But
Yes.
that has become a barrier and more negrophobia. Oh, okay, they'll find out who they are. Then where you gonna go from there? Then you're gonna be wanting reparations. You're gonna be wanting money for what happened. You're gonna want this, that, this. So it's a constant. Um, it, it is a constant hunt out there to get rid of the remnants of what was dropped off here and dropped off there and dropped off in different places. So
Right.
we don't
Right.
we don't want that.
Right. You talk about that later on in the book as well. Later on in I believe it's the 10th, 11th chapter, where it talks about what it means to be Black. And that's basically what you break down, all the negativity in society. I also like in the book how you include diagrams, visual diagrams of what it was. Specifically, earlier in the book, the sale, the actual diagram of the sale of a Negro, the bill of sale. We buy cars, we purchase things at the store all the time, but when saw this diagram of the bill of sale and the description, of the product, as if the human is just nothing. You're just a piece of meat. It's described as tall, short. If you want tall, short. If you want a male, if you want a female, if you want, and it's like, it just mind-boggling how these people really treated us with this sub-treatment and as if you were an animal.
Yeah, like Mitch McConnell, he's a retired senator that was out here. Like, it was a statement about the reparations, and he made a. I wish I could play it back right now, but he had made a comment like, you know, the people who were involved in this, they're not even on the planet, you know, any longer. So why do we have to this or that? But you
Yeah,
have to think about the same type of actions that is still being triggered, still being done to us,
exactly.
done to
Yep.
even after the fact. Still, you have businesses out there profiting from where the conception of
Yeah.
sale of people started. So yeah, like the thing about the pictures, Amazon, I'm gonna put it out there that they told me that I couldn't even have the pictures in my book. Yeah, see what you have right there
Yeah.
is a limited edition because they made me
Wow.
take all of those pictures from the book and made me republish it.
Wow. Oh my gosh, they took. Okay, so they made you take out these pictures out of the book.
Yep. And I had to republish it again.
Oh, oh wow.
And on top of that, like every time someone would try it, like I would see people in public and I'm showing them about the book, and when they go to uh to download,
Yeah.
they can't
Oh
because
my. Okay, so all these pictures, the bill of sale, that's what I was talking about, for sale. That, people, is the actual description of us for sale. The bill
yes,
of sale for the black human, the black woman or the black man. What you want? Tall, short, fat, what you want. We got it. You know what I'm saying? And that is where the trauma of this treatment has been planted in our DNA.
yes. Yeah. But they made me take the pictures out, so
Wow.
I had to read the book again without the pictures. So
Wow.
you actually have a
That's
copy that if Lord willing, the book is there till the end of time. You have a copy that the pictures in there, people who buy it they took them out.
okay. So when you purchase the book, you won't get it with the pictures like what I've been sent. So I got a privileged copy, the original copy. They made you revise it and take that out. That is crazy. That just to show you that you want to some truth. You want to some serious truth. Yeah.
You know what? And it's because of the it's because of the negrophobia, the fear of what we'll say and come into the knowledge of who we are and what we're supposed to be doing here. Just think if you have African American people globally start functioning like the rest of the people and start uh, fighting for equal rights for women, uh,
Right.
which is a very important thing because women, whether the whatever color,
Hmm.
part of the women alone were the backbone of the mistreatment and constant like the constant just destruction of the African American woman. But in
Right.
general, women in general all are still going through that same plight. You
Right.
know, of all colors,
Right.
women.
Black
So
women, black women, and I'm telling you, this is where the history of it stems from. And that's why I love the fact that I can promote this book and you've written this book with regards to that issue of negrophobia and sub-treatment. And that is the absolute foundation as to why black people treat each other the way they do and disrespect each other the way they do, because it's been beat out of us. We were so traumatized. We're so abused. We're so with this sub treatment. You're nothing.
yes,
That if you grow up that you're nothing, you're gonna treat each other as if you're nothing because there's no value added to the one human as a human being.
yep. I want to share something with you.
Absolutely.
Now, the book that you have and the book that's out in stores, this is the original book.
Right, and that's why I said I'm privileged that I got the original to see the pictures when you revealed that the Amazon, ladies and gentlemen, a few people who were in here, a couple people, thank you, big up and respect to everybody, made him take out the diagrams out
But
of the book.
but but this is a handwritten book.
Mhm.
I wrote every single thing. Like I'm going to show you that one part that like this. That's not they. I had to take that out too. I don't know if you can see it.
I can't see the screen. For some reason, it didn't link up the camera. I can only hear you.
Well,
So I can't see it. But if the other people who are watching, the couple people who are in, should be able to see it on your end, or on the
yeah,
other, on their
yeah.
end.
Because I'm watching it. I'm watching it too. So this, all of this, I'm showing information that the pictures that were taken out. Now these pictures, of course, will tell. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me try to. Let me get this. Let me see if I can get it where it's. Because I put it together. The pictures and everything. I put it together.
Hmm.
Like all of this handwritten book, and then
Yeah.
I at it. I did the due diligence. So this is all handwritten. Handwritten. You got the work that went into this.
Oh, I'm telling you, I commend you. I commend you. That body. This is a one piece of body of work. One piece of body. I tell you.
And there's other pictures
Uh,
up in there. It's other pictures that I included that were taken out too. But it ties in the description. It gives you uh, the more personal, the more
yes.
intimate
Yes.
encounter with that.
Yes. Absolutely. And that's what I got from it was the a more visual. It gives you a visual in addition to what you're reading. It just enhances the experience and the understanding that much more with the visual there. So as we get into that, you also talk about the cognition. I wanted to kind of get into your thoughts behind the cognition and the whole concept of us losing our originality, us losing our original royalty, and that just originality with regards to our culture as Africans, as royalties, kings, queens. If you can kind of talk about your thoughts on how you put that concept together of is our cognition the reason for negrophobia and subhuman treatment?
Yeah, it's who we are. Being now, this is the point where people like, well, if you believe in scriptures, then is you will navigate with me.
Right,
But you have people who don't believe in the scriptures, so it will fall on dry soil,
right,
untilled. But the thing about who we are, and is tied throughout the scriptures, that Noah's three sons repopulated this world
right.
after the. A lot of people say, well, where's the evidence of that? Where's this and that? But we are directly tied to Noah through his son, Ham,
Right, right. The Hamite, yeah.
and Japheth. So
Hmm.
it's because who we are, and then what it says in that book is validity of about ourselves, of who we are. And so with the okay, if you look at it in the way like, okay, you guys are tied biblically to these people,
Right.
then it's you. What? What would come to mind?
Hmm.
It would make you a product of the Most High. You are. That means you are a descendant of Adam. That,
Right,
when you think about it, where Adam was created, a lot of people would think, oh, it was in the Garden of Eden.
yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't in the garden. He was placed in the garden. But the Great Rift Valley of Africa is Adam was created. And it
Right.
ties us in. Our DNA is tied, as well as everyone else's, into that biblical thought, that all
A
of us,
bloodline. Yes.
yeah, that all of us come out of Africa. So that's the cognation of who we are is a threat to people who just do not agree with this or that. And,
Right.
just don't know outright. They wasn't taught in that manner
Right.
about, who we are, what this is, what that is. But hopefully, uh, progressively people can move forward once you have information and to do your homework on there. Like did my homework on it and found out what I know.
Right.
That I don't know about everyone, but I know that if I have questions in life, I'm gonna seek it.
Yeah. That's right.
And in seeking it, and you can see the blueprint of okay, this and this and this. Okay, that line up with that. So we
Right.
know
Yes.
we are. And a lot of people just they don't know.
That's
So
right.
my hope is that this can be something that's left for humanity to continue to get answers or a direction to find out answers of the most intimate questions that they may want to know.
Mm. That's right. That's right. And that is very profound. That's very deep. And I believe really God really placed you in this position to write this book with the understanding and the wisdom and the concept, even your wordings, everything of how you put it together really was amazing. So I gotta say congratulations again on this body of work and your accomplishment of getting it published.
Thank
So big up yourself. It needs to be out there. I will continue to push it and promote it, and this is just the first of many. You know what I'm saying? And people, you need to get it. You need to get it. I know there may not be 1,000 people in the live. It doesn't matter. We're still gonna push it out there. We could still repost it, still push it, and still do more videos about it, talking about it, because this knowledge really needs to get out there. And I really feel like if the more people that would read this book and come to an understanding like myself, the better we can be in terms of forming a solution and like one heart, one mind at a time, coming into the understanding and getting into a spirit and energy of what we could do to change it and to be the opposite of that. And it represents, like, reading this book just confirms again what I'm doing in terms of uplifting people, not just black people, but all people. Completely killing that sub-treatment, that disrespect that we've learned, that type of behavior that we've learned. And as everybody knows, I say fire burn bad mind. And that's what it's about, like literally burning out that negative and just uplifting the positive and bringing that out of our people. So I think that's a really amazing that you included in that. Another question I wanted to, or another conversation I wanted to get with regards to that is the concept of resentment you mentioned as well, and alienation embedded in wordplay of the Constitution. Now, we're in Canada, but in America, we know that they've messed with the Constitution, especially since 9/11. If you can kind of get into that on that part of your concept of writing.
Well, the Constitution, this place was created. It it was for certain demographics. We wasn't the demographic was that the premise of it was built on. We
Right, that's what I got from it. Yeah.
Yeah, we are the burden bearers. Uh, Maybe not so much nowadays,
Hmm.
uh, but we still deal with certain elements and aspects of we the people.
Right.
So people, that's a dangerous uh, that's a dangerous statement. You know, we the people. Who are we? Because if you look at we wasn't included in nothing. But
Mm,
from a tree, being beat, whipped, uh, raped, robbed, stripped of information of who we are, where we come from. And I put a post out there the other day about the governments of the world that conceal information about the populace.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
they do. That's why they have a library of this or that, or you know, you got Trump and you have Biden. You know, files about this or that you hear about in the news. You know, why these governments have all these secrets?
Right,
Well,
right.
they know who we are.
Yeah, definitely. They know and they fear. This is why when one fears, they feel that they need to get in control, control what they fear, because they're afraid that if it gets out of control and they can't control it, oh,
But if you
and that's it. That's exactly the type of people that we are, and the fear that we instill in these people. But I don't know why they so afraid. All they got to do, we nice people, we strong people. We could teach them, and that's why a lot of times they steal our ideas
look at
or they steal our concepts. Instead of respecting it, it's respecting where it came from. So and that's part of why we feel disrespected as well. Even Alexander Graham Bell, the discovery of the telephone. White man wants to play like he discovered that the traffic light. They black people really we're it. You know what I'm saying? Like we're the ones who really discovered a lot of things that they stole from us and don't want to give us the acknowledgement or the respect for it.
But that's the thing about doing your homework. Like if a person really wants, okay, if this is just an example. If I told you that it was diamonds and gold in different parts of the field,
Mhm.
it's out there, would you get a team together and go excavating?
Probably. If I know there's some gold somewhere, yeah, I'm gonna go try to dig it up.
People should seek knowledge that way. People should
True.
seek knowledge
Good
that
one.
way. The information that is out there about exactly what you said, traffic lights, straightening cones, all of everything that was created by people of color or swarthy people.
Yeah.
Uh, People should do their homework, and it's like you can talk to people, and nowadays people are like, well, I know that, but what are you doing about it? What are you doing to become? What are you doing uh, to help change the environment that we are all living in?
Right.
You know, people like Jay-Z and all this, and like Puffy, like you got these people who are out there. Like you went from the ghetto to the gated community,
Mhm.
but now you're not doing nothing to help the people. Like
Yep.
you guys got billions of dollars. And like I had the unfortunate privilege of dealing with Puffy, and I was telling him about.
Hey, y'all listening? Y'all should get in the live. Y'all missing the live. Y'all, if anybody's in here, tell people to get in the live. We got exclusive up in here. All right, go ahead,
Yeah,
DC.
and if
You done
Puffy
with Puffy?
out there listening to it, and you know who I am. You know what happened. You know all this stuff that's going on in the news. Like you know that I was one of the ones that I could tell. Like yeah, that happened with me too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Confirmations. Okay.
seems like you have people with opulence that's not doing nothing for the population of people who need things. And the governments of the world know the same thing. If they take all the money that they're spending billions on the war
Yeah.
over here, billions on the war over there, if you take some of the money and invest it in the people, whether it be in Canada, United States, whether it be wherever there is where we are, and
Right.
we are everywhere, then you can see, put it in education, put it in helping single parents, be able to afford child care, daycare, whatever for their children,
Right.
and continually putting the feet on the necks of people and keeping them down.
Right.
It's
Right.
a lot that could be done and redirected, but like we need to go out there and start building us up, because you can't go into a war, you can't go into a battle with no armor on.
Right.
You've been told
Right.
even that in scriptures, like people are not arming themselves, and this is where you arm yourself at. Eventually.
Right. Put on the full armor of God. Put on that full armor so that you can resist the fiery darts. The fiery darts that are sent at you spiritually bounce off. You have to have your armor on.
Yeah,
And that includes spiritually and, in your mind in this world, how do you navigate?
absolutely, absolutely, and that's very important. And this is one of the driving forces that put me in the seat to write this book.
Yes.
If I'm in my 50s, if I die,
Yes, you look amazing. You look amazing. Black don't crack, brother.
no. But if I
That's
die,
right.
what did I leave behind? This right here, as well as the music.
Mhm. Yes. Speaking of that, we're going to get into that in a little bit. You are an owner of a record label as well. So we will be getting into that with regards to your story. I don't know how long this live going to be because your book is so amazing. I'm trying to summarize it as opposed to if we talk about everything, it's going to be like 4 or 5 hours, this interview. So for real. Let's continue going on.
Okay.
So before we move on, there was one question I also wanted to ask. How did you come up with the term negrophobia, or was it already in existence?
The term have been in existence because it's an actual thing. So you
Right,
got to think about the etymology of a word. Like, where does it rooted in? Where did it come from?
right,
It
right.
comes from somewhere. So we know that the term is attached to things that actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an actual word and where the words come from, actual things that happen. If you want to describe something, yeah. So here's one of the things that I always tell people. Like, any word that comes out of my mouth, your mouth, anyone's mouth, should be able to be looked up. It should be a
Right.
definition for whatever I said. That's where with
Things
contracts,
that's intelligence. Mm-hmm.
like with contracts, if anybody get a contract, any word up in there, you should be able to look it up. If you
Yes.
don't know what the word is, look it up.
Look it up, and that's exactly what I did with a lot of the words that I learned. I just wanted to kind of ask, kind of get that idea where you got that concept from, with regards to that, knowing that it's an actual word. And
Well,
when you think of phobias, like a phobia of bugs, like a phobia of small spaces,
yep.
you never think that this is such a real thing. Negrophobia.
Oh yeah,
It's so deep, and it just really made me think like,
yeah.
dang, like I knew we were mistreated, but dang, when you really get into it, it's like no wonder we're so messed up as a people.
Oh, it's deeper
And
than, because it's institutionalized, whether it be hospitals, police departments, schools, in society as a whole. You have to think
right,
of it's set up. It is embedded in society.
right in our
So
brains. Yep.
not just us, in people in
In
general, to not to have
people.
us, to have
Absolutely.
people so surprised. Now it was like, now,
Absolutely.
and Mitch said, "Oh look, this is what Mitch McConnell said." He was like, "Oh look, we've progressed." Just paraphrasing, he was,
Yeah.
"Yeah, you guys progressed this and that. We let y'all have a black president.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that erase all of the stuff that went on throughout history?" And he wasn't but a puppet. Barack Obama was nothing but a puppet. May piss people off.
Absolutely.
He wasn't nothing but a puppet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the whole thing about when we talk about and what you get into with regards to the agenda, the worldly agenda. One of your chapters at the end as well, you talk about why this world and the evils of this world, how things are set up, what they teach our children, the lies that they teach us. It's absolutely ridiculous with regards to that. But I just kind of want to touch as we get out of the negrophobia, getting into what's it called? The subhuman treatment. We already talked about that, but getting into the government, more of the government, where they play a role in that. Now you get into some deep stuff with regards to the Titanic, the Federal Reserve, and how the Federal Reserve is broken up, and how much money, trillions, because I saw the graph that you did. You also have a graph. So for those who just joined, we're talking to author DEE CEE. He is American published Amazon author of the book The Journal of a Luminary. It is on sale now on Amazon, where you guys can purchase it. And we are discussing the concept of the book, and we're talking about the author and how he came up with it and whatnot. So let's get back into the Federal Reserve, and your thoughts on how you connected that with the whole system of slavery and how it is a modern day extension of the entire agenda. If you can kind of get into that in your words.
Well, just when you a lot of people will not agree with how what is seen on my part.
Yeah.
So in Revelation 13, 17, don't quote me, but the whole world is going to be given a mark,
Yes.
right?
You get into that. The biometrics, the microchipping, yes.
Where you can buy, sell, or trade. So that was something that I seen on Instagram a couple of days ago in Atlanta.
Right.
They're installing cameras that can hear, you can see, hear. It takes all type of readings, but it's a monitoring system, something like a China system that they have over there to monitor the population. And in certain instances, if you don't have a certain type of credit, if you are a disruption to society, you can be financially blocked. They can lock you out.
Yes,
They did
the
that.
social score. There's like a social score that you'll have, like an overall social score.
Right. And they did that to Kanye too. And I know people got their feelings about him. That's
Right.
But you have banks. He had hundreds of millions of dollars in there, and they, we don't. You can't bank with us. So it don't matter how much money you got, how much money you have, or what you're doing. You could be some. He's a global icon. People know him, but
Right.
still, how institution can still just lock you out. You're going to have to do business somewhere else.
Right.
I was with my fiance, and I seen something where it says we can reserve the right not to serve you. So I asked her, I was like, so we can ride up and say, oh, you black,
Right.
we don't want to serve you, and they
Yeah.
can, they can stand by that. But or if you ride up and you don't have a mark, or you don't have a certain this or that, but it's coming to a time in this world where people gonna have to make a choice,
Absolutely.
because they're about to put it out there. And if you look at the system itself, how everything is being overpriced. I don't know how they're pricing out there in Canada with the food and the gas and everything. They're overpriced.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
And by them doing that, and they lock you into something where, okay, like if you get this money, or if you need money, you need to take care of your family, you got to take care of your bills, you're going to have this or that. You're going to
Yeah.
have to have know exactly how they're going to institute it, but you can feel that it's around the corner by the different institutions. And every other day the FDA talking about uh, uh, bird flu or something contaminated or with this or that. They're squeezing people in different parts of what's going on out here in the world and getting them
Well,
ready to get them ready.
I definitely agree with that, and I have to add to that point. That was the whole point of COVID. Okay, the whole point of COVID was the experimentation of a system at which you had to adhere to.
Yep.
And if you refuse to adhere to it, you therefore lose privileges. You can't go to these places, you can't go to the movies, you can't go here, you can't go there. So I really believe that COVID was a test of this coming system. They tried it where if you don't have the job, you can't go here, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God that it's kind of dwindled off now, and I never took it straight up because my body can't take foreign stuff. I probably would have died if I took that. You know what I'm saying? But that basically was the experiment to that which you're speaking about. And let's get into that leads us perfectly into what you talk about the microchipping of babies that are going to be that's going to be forced as they're already doing, when you have a baby, they, you get that needle or whatnot. But in this time, in the near future, it's literally going to be microchipping newborns.
Yeah.
If you can kind of get into your understanding of that and share as well.
So after and again, like I don't want to. I don't want to be biased, but I know people may not understand my thought process of what I've seen.
Right.
Okay. Now, what's going on in the near future? A lot of people don't believe in the rapture, but let's say that happens within this year or the next year.
Mm-hmm.
They already have the excuse that they're going to use to tell people. Now, you have pregnant mothers out there. We know that one step is going to end with another step, and that's going to lead to people taking the mark.
Right.
So
Right.
every man, woman, and child will have to take that mark. A baby can't make that decision on their own. So what the parent going to do? Allow their baby to take that mark. But you have
Right.
people now, they have places in America and globally. They use it for convenience. Rather, okay, you can take your hand, instead of having a credit card or a phone or this and that with all your information, they have a chip. And people can, in there's certain places that have these systems already set up where you can just
Already
save your.
implemented. Absolutely. I believe in Congo, in Africa, there's certain places where they're completely cashless already.
In America too. In
Yeah.
America, out here in Arizona,
Yeah.
they have out here like that too, whole communities. But it's
Wow.
the job, like the job, the home, everything. Like you don't even need a key to get in your house. You just wave across the scanner of the door. The door's unlocked. When you leave, you can lock it that way. I mean,
Yeah.
with the smart home society, technology driven, like it seems like every other week they're sending something out in space
Right.
and
Right.
saying it's this and that. Like they sent something back out in 2021 and said it was a secret. They never
Mm-hmm.
told society what they sent up there.
The whole Blue Beam project, the whole Project Blue Beam. You guys could Google it, Google it up, Project Blue Beam. Everything all the satellites, all the additions they've been doing out there and adding all this surveillance technology and, more monitoring system like surveillance, to the GPS systems and stuff like that to more track. All it is to track us everywhere we go, everything that we do. They can't control unless they're tracking you and know what you're doing. And that's the whole thing about eradicating cash and creating a cashless society is that way they can track everything that you're doing. That's why me personally, I like to take my money out the bank. I don't like to keep my money in the bank. I don't like to do debits too much. I mean, certain bills are automatically, set up to come out. But more times if I don't have to debit, I don't debit. Try to use cash. That way they're not tracking and seeing everything that you're
Or
doing.
even with cash, you can be tracked. If I walk through an airport with $10,000 in my pocket, they're gonna flag me because why? It's a metal strip in there
True.
that tells read every single dollar, and it's
Yeah,
the
you do
reason.
have to declare. Yeah, they want to know everything regardless. They
Yeah.
want to know everything.
So money.
Yeah.
If a person come in a suitcase with $100,000 in there, and they go through the TSA, they know. Well, if you're traveling anywhere in the world, what are you doing? You finna buy someone? You finna buy drugs? What are you doing with that money?
You're
Now,
gonna want to know. Yeah, that's why you have to declare. They want to know everything that you're gonna be doing with that money. Absolutely.
yeah, and the Federal Reserve, what the Fed's doing, like with the interest rates. Now, the Federal Reserve is not even part of the federal government. That's a sub branch of something else. But how they manipulate the interest rates is another thing. How they can control how your money is this or that. Now, Russia, China, and the BRICS. I don't know if anyone is familiar with BRICS that they just implemented last month, where it's $55 for $1. So we have,
Yeah, 55 for what? Wow.
yes, the BRICS is supposed to be 55 to 1. So they said the governments over there telling the governments of America, we don't even want the dollar no more. You either gonna pay by this or you're gonna pay by gold. The government is already $3 trillion plus in debt, and if these countries around the world start to pull the money that they have out of America, this country is the leader.
Yeah.
This country leads,
Mm-hmm.
and if these countries from around the world pull out, that's it. And then what's going to happen? Well, you got society that is going to fall apart, and what are they going to do? It may be somebody out there that's going to come up and like, okay, I have a solution, and this is
Right.
what you do, and that's the one you watch out for because this is the one that's going to implement the mark.
Well, the Antichrist, right? The Antichrist, the one that will come up and all of a sudden, be able to bring everybody peace and all the countries peace. Look what's going on with Israel right now. Anybody who comes up all of a sudden and can, bring the concept of peace between Israel and Iran and all those other major places, you have to know that, okay, your antenna should go up that, okay, this is prophecy because there is no peace. And the word says what it
Yeah,
says, and that's just what it
but that's
is.
a dangerous thing to still be around when he so
Yeah.
that's a dangerous thing because if we still here when that situation happened, then that that means that we've been left behind.
Pretty much. That whole thing is because I'm a Christian, I believe, you know what I'm saying? I just don't, that whole thing about the rapture, like, I just don't know that concept. If Christ is just going to come swoop everybody up all of a sudden, or if it's going to be a public event, because from what I understand, it will be a public event. The scripture does explain how the sky will be rolled up like a scroll. I mean, everybody's gonna see that. That ain't gonna be, some secret thing. You know
No,
what
but
I'm saying? But or does that take place? It describes how it takes place to remove us. The
yeah,
144,000 or a certain amount to be removed so that they don't have to specifically face that tribulation.
no, but
So there's, mhm.
44,000 they'll be here because they're the ones who's going to we'll see when they come out of the okay. So
The witnesses. Mhm.
once that happens, once the church is taken up, then you have the 144,000 that will still be here, right? But they're going to get people in the end, bringing them in. Well, will they'll all be when we all there? The 144,000 is the ones who want to sing a song that I know no one ever sung. That's not privileged to none of us.
Like
But
the last, yeah.
we're that's here. When that event happened, like half the world population disappeared. So you have what, close to what, 8 billion people or 9 billion people. When half of that population disappears, it's not going to be no mystery. Because if I'm right here and there's somebody else right here, between the two of us, one of us gone.
Right, right. Just like the scripture says, one handmaiden taken, one left. You know, the scripture, you just have to study to show thyself approved, and to really get into the concept and understanding, and ask God for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding with regards to that. But definitely, that's a whole other topic in itself, and that's what I love, that you include the scriptures in your book, The Journal of a Luminary, therefore really giving and pushing even more knowledge, because if you look up those scriptures in addition to what you're saying, it really allows you to understand more and understand that this is the foundation.
Yes.
This is the foundation of where we came from and where we're going. And you can't know where you're going unless you know where you came from.
Exactly. And that's the whole premise of the Journals of a Luminary. The Journals of a Luminary is just me writing down things that I'm seeing that's going on throughout society, and seeing that's happening in the world, and taking note to be able to report back to the communities of what's going on and what we need to prepare for.
Right.
So some people may have a diary. People have a diary or a journal book to write down the things that they experienced in the day. Oh, I went to the park. I did this. I went to do it. So it's just the journals are things that I'm saying actually happened, and reporting back to the community about what's going on, because a lot of people are not aware of the trickery that's going on.
Facts. So much trickery, so much deception, so much. It's ridiculous. This world is full of narcissists. Just master manipulators. That's how we've been taught, and what has been embedded in a lot of people who are unhealed. And unfortunately, that's how they operate, is they manipulate people. That's how they operate.
Yeah.
And it's just really, really sad, that people have been taught this behavior and continue to practice this behavior and think that it's okay, that it's a way of life, and it's going to get you somewhere at the end of your life.
Right. No. I mean, if you live in the Father let the sun rise on the good and the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, there'll be punishment and rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Do a person want to put themselves on?
Right.
You can live wickedly. Yeah, the sun's shining on you right now, but in the end, you're going to have to, stand accountable for the actions that you did in this world.
Absolutely.
I haven't been a perfect person.
None of us are.
I'm gonna be the first to say it. I've been a horrible person. I've cheated. I've robbed.
Yes, we're gonna get into that part. You let out some things in the book. It's some juicy part. Juicy. Wow. I did not expect that part.
I've done things, and that's why I documented it. Like with one of my children's mother, she had a problem with the book because of what I said in the book. She have one account, but I remember from what I remember.
Right.
I wasn't the best. I mean, I would do things with women, and just basically it was sin against myself, what I was doing, but still not taking into account of how I was treating people's daughters, sisters, mothers, cousins, and being away from society and being around men 24/7, and you see how they interact with women on the phone, and how they are so deceptive made me change my mindset.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
being in that situation and still being able to witness what's going on in the world and the path that we're headed on. Like, what the Federal Reserve doing to the money and interest rates and all of that, and how they manipulating, and people, like, when you away in society and you depend on this or that and you manipulating people to get money so you can do this or that, you can drink, you smoke, and be at a gambling table when women are given their hard-earned money. That's wrong. But just think, like, as this time concludes and the pressures of the expenses in this world continue to rise.
It's not an easy road, I'll tell you that much. Especially they want you to pay insurance. If you want to drive, you have privilege. You have to pay for that privilege. The gas, the maintenance, your groceries, your rent. They make it nearly impossible to survive. Like, seriously, it's getting really, really ridiculous. Having to make what, $200,000 a year to buy a house. It's just they're making it really difficult to become established and successful in this particular country. And in the city of Toronto, and basically, if you want to buy a house, the better option is to go outside of Toronto and drive back to the city, because this it's just ridiculous. The prices, the land tax, property taxes, it's just ridiculous. It's just all for the government. And just like with the Federal Reserve, the figure that you used was $1.3 trillion. $1.3
Trillion.
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 Where's all that money going? And then you have all these homeless people in America.
It's going to war. That's where that money is
It's
going.
going to war. Exactly. Because in the diagram, you also give a diagram. And did they make you take that part out did Amazon make you take out the diagram of the Federal Reserve chart?
All of it. they
All
said,
of it?
yeah.
Oh, I'm telling you. They don't want the truth to come out. They
Like,
don't want the truth.
picking
And,
cotton and stuff. Like, they don't want that in there. They don't want this part up in there where, here, I just want real quick. They don't want stuff like this up in here. That equality and rights,
yeah.
they don't want stuff like that up in there. Stuff that tells you about what's going on, like with the money. I'm trying to find the chart that I have in here.
Hold on.
And just break that down. Instead, I should just go to the chart.
Hold on.
On the
I'm see if I could bring it up here. Oh, I found it. Hold on. I found it. Let me show everybody as well. This is the diagrams that they made him take out of the book. So this is the chart of the Federal Reserve, the 1.3 trillion or 1.3 trillion dollars. So that's the graph that you had, and they made you take it out.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. And so the graph is broken up into complete truth. Just very quickly, some points with regards to transportation. 21 billion. That's 2% of the 1.3 trillion going to transportation alone. The justice system. So we're talking the courts. There's real justice system in America. The courts. $29 billion, which is another 2% of the $1.3 trillion that goes to the so-called justice system. We're looking at housing and urban development, $44 billion. That's 4%.
Okay, hold on.
Only 4%.
Urban development. What do you think they mean by that?
Well, black people. Like, where they're gonna make the little tiny apartments to shove us in.
For minorities, Mexican, African Americans,
Right.
anything that
Urban.
is not, anything that's not
Not white.
yeah.
Anybody who's not white, pretty much.
or have money.
Let's
No
see. Comrades.
education changed that.
Yes, education. $62 billion. Only 5% of the 1.3
That,
trillion.
but look, see where they double dip Homeland Security. Yeah,
Homeland Security. 52 billion. Another 4% of that $1.3 trillion. Crazy.
but then on the other side of that, the defense, they got 718 billion, 57%.
Mm, That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. And this to show you by department, Affairs. Look at Veterans Affairs. $93 billion?
And
That's
they
7%.
still have vets,
93.
homeless vets. You still have vets that have no proper medical care, home, no place to live,
After
no mental,
fighting for the country.
no mental health help. But they spending $93 billion.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely disgusting. So you would think that that money would be going towards veterans, and you wonder why most of them come back with post traumatic stress due to what they've seen and not having the proper therapy and counseling to work through that trauma.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
all this money that they're spending, and this is back in the 2020 budget. It is
yeah,
4 years later, and he's up at bat again, trying to get back in. Uh,
yeah. That's ridiculous. You still there? You good? DC? Oh, sounds like he disappeared. Are you still there? DC? You still there? Okay. Can you hear me? You're kind of cutting out. Hello? DC? Yeah, you're just cutting out. I can hear you, but it's kind of cutting out.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I don't.
You're good? Yeah, it's still cutting out. The devil we rebuke you in the name of Yeshua Mashiach. Come off of the live.
Yeah, that's crazy. But see,
Come off in the name of Yeshua.
that's that's the thing. That's the thing about with technology and all of this. We know the enemy will try to do things to knock us off, get us off course. But you see how you rebuked it,
Oh, yeah.
and then we yeah, real quick.
Real quick. Come
Real,
off in the name of Jesus. Come off. Okay. So this is going well. So let's get into speaking of the adversary. Okay. I'd like the people them to know your testimony, how you literally first of all, I'm sorry about what you went through with your family. I'm sorry about the things that took place. Very hurtful things. I can relate. You know what I'm saying? A family that hurts. Unfortunately, your cousin, also robbed you. Did some things. It's all in the book, y'all. So make sure you grab the book and read it. So specifically, I gotta commend you on your integrity and your forgiveness and how you have navigated yourself, considering the things that have happened to you. Specifically, speaking about your sister, when you were visiting your sister, you had gone to the store and you were coming back from the store and you were hit by a car. Not only were you hit by a car, but you were dragged
yes,
by this car. And then you came out without a scratch or a broken bone. Please tell us about that.
so my sister and I. if anyone is familiar, with the townies, so they know where that's at. So I went to the store for her and to get some things, and I mean, I'm crossing the street going back because the store is across the street where she said was on the other side. So you can just run
Right.
across the street and come back.
Right.
So she comes out, making a right turn, looking left.
Yeah, I read that. I'm like, what the heck?
Yes, as I'm crossing the street, and she just flies out and hit me. Boom. I'm holding
Oh,
on to her. She's still looking left. I guess she was trying to merge left, but as looking left, but not looking, checking her the rear view mirror and looking out of the front of the car. But eventually, she catches it and sees, and I'm laying there. I get up, and I guess I don't know. She was just shook. I was shook, but that was an attempt by the enemy to take me out.
major attempt, literally, because I like how you wrote. God gave permission for him to put his first hand on you, but no weapon formed against you shall prosper.
Just like with Job, like he gave him permission to do what he did, but you can do what you do, but don't kill him.
Right.
That's
Like I feel God has given permission for him to mess with me on certain things. I know it's a Job. It's like, why you negotiate with this one? Why?
But look what it produced. Look, it produced something in me.
Yeah.
That was the change, the part of my life where I knew I was changing. Like with that whole entire situation, I knew that in my mind, in my life, that I was headed in a different direction. That how the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly.
Yes.
That
To a butterfly. Yes. Beautiful.
I was going through that process, and that was one of the things. Like I could have died right then and there.
Okay. People, couple people who are in here, okay? You have to get the book, The Journal of a Luminary. Please go to Amazon, Kindle, check it out, purchase the book, please. Quickly, how much is the book on Amazon, DC?
The paperback is $20.98, and
Okay.
the Kindle is $6.96. Now here's the thing. I made it. It was cheaper than that, and I'm not just devaluing the book, but I
Right.
know how people's pockets. People pockets.
Yes.
I can't. People can't afford everything, and I tried to price it around there, and they adjusted it higher.
Okay. So Amazon put it a little higher.
Corporate greed.
Yeah, corporate. But either way, you'll be blessed. We'll support it. We'll continue to push it. So yes, we're just talking about this part in the book. We're kind of getting into his testimonies. He talks about negrophobia, the subhuman treatment of the foundation of that. And now we're kind of getting into his testimonies where you share literally part of your life story, real raw version. I mean, I felt like I was watching a movie at one point. Also reading some of your sexual adventures with the women that you've experienced with. I have to say, I feel like I'm not living, y'all. When I read some of that, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm living down.
But
You know what I mean?
a learning curve. It's a learning
Yeah.
curve.
Yes, but I love how you were just real and raw with it, and you didn't hold anything back.
Nope.
You were a G, bro. You were a player G, yo. Like real talks. Your thing could be in, like it could turn into a movie. Are there movie talks about this book?
It is. I'm actually I have a few things that I'm working on with News Network out here.
Awesome.
A guy named Steve that worked for Channel 13.
Okay.
He worked with the prison system out here. I have DC's Corner that I'll break down the book even more and some behind the scenes details. Like you can always get an exclusive of it, but
Always get it.
Of certain things of how when I originally composed this, it's things in this book that people will not figure out until years and years later.
Yeah.
And I wrote it that way because it's clandestine
Deep.
messages, and certain it's meant for certain people to catch. Everyone is not going to catch it.
Exactly. It's read it. You can't judge. This is your life story. You're real with it. You're raw with it. And this is the journey that you had to go through. And every man, like I'm reading the thing and I'm like, it doesn't bother me because it's like just the story of another typical man's experience. You know, every man has to experience. But I have to say, brother, that July 4th, that July
Yeah,
4th you talk about, what? You guys have to read the book. I'm not going to give all details, but you got lucky. Yeah, I've never read. Get so lucky. How did you feel about what was going on and like all these ladies that were attracted to you? You clearly had some serious energy going on there that was just attracting them like bees. How did you feel during that period of time?
um, that was the thing. Like in that part of my life, that I was in motion to that transformation.
Right. And I
I
get
was
that.
dealing with Yahweh, asking him to, like, this is the thing that a lot of people don't ask for something unless you really want it. Don't
I
ask him.
got that because you said that you repeat, not to cut, just to add to it. You throw that in there that you ask God for everything. You went to the temple, you prayed, you pay your tithes, you asked for everything, and everything that you asked for, you were receiving in terms of even the rekindling with your ex-wife as well.
Yep. And then I screwed it all off. Pardon the pun.
Yeah, yeah. Cause what was it? You were going on good with your ex-wife. You know, you guys were back in contact, and then it's like I
Yeah.
don't know. You weren't in the space to really uh, be in that place at that moment, or do you think it was just mere? Because from what I read too, it just sounds like it was mere temptation. You know,
Yeah.
like as you were on your way to this journey, all of a sudden, ladies, this lady, because you met Crystal randomly, and that turned out to be something significant
Oh my
in terms of her character.
goodness.
Yeah, and so
The author,
all these different experiences. Go ahead.
who's the author of who was the author of temptation? Because we know that Yahweh tempts no one.
Right.
So
He
the
won't give
enemy,
you more than you can bear. Like, you know.
but the enemy knows my weakness. Women at that time.
Yeah.
At that time, because now I thank Yahweh that I am who I am now.
Yes. You
Because
had to go through that.
yes, I am the way I am now, and I'm thankful because I've been given the opportunity to have someone to share the rest of my life with, and really appreciate that. You know, I
Yeah.
and appreciate and not go outside of that.
Yeah.
Even though the world may come past, I'm not thinking worldly any longer. After experiencing what I experienced, that old, you have to make a new lump. The old that you can't make, the old me is gone. And a lot of people, once I return back to society, look for that old person. But if, like I told my fiance the other day, if you want that person, go back to 2011 and go find them. And don't
Yeah.
even tell them to get high because
Yeah.
this person is gone.
He's
That person,
gone. You transformed.
yes, yeah, he gone.
That's the whole thing about the Journal of a Luminary, you know, the observations as a social observer, the experiences and the transformations. I do also want to touch on another experience that I can completely relate to, and that is the couple of experiences that you had with neighbors, specifically John, that part, and the other neighbor. I forget the guy's name who you had a altercation with because he liked your woman. You think he liked you? He liked your woman. So basically, that's where you thought why you thought he was bothering you and trying to get. He wanted you to hook him up with some other woman. What happened with that
Well, that's
particular situation?
I mean, just if you're a guy and you looking at, I'm just putting this in hindsight.
Yeah.
Look at how they would be looking at it. Like, man, this dude got women coming over there by the dozens
Right?
all the and
Just watching you.
exactly. So, but that's another thing people need to be aware. They always stay on your swivel, always stay on your square. Watch your circle, whatever you want to call it, your 360. Always watch your surroundings because
Oh,
somebody's watching.
I'm
Somebody's
telling you.
all there's haters out there, and they gonna hate.
Oh, I was so shocked when I read about John, like what happened with the one that you chilled with every day after work most of the time. Like those
We
are the ones that
we
turn against you and you're like,
on the line.
what, bro? Like, what
Listen,
is this?
on the line.
You know?
Because that was not something that I planned out. It was a result of action. That here
Exactly.
if you
Oh my God, that is crazy.
if you see a lot of people are not cognizant of the things that's going on in their life where they are doing self checks. Always
Yes.
checks, And when I back then I was doing self checks because I knew that I was in that phase of transformation.
Hmm.
Okay, so when I noticed like certain things, and that's the thing that really got me about them. Like you see me having this, you see all this going on, but y'all want a part of it. Like my cousin D'Angelo, he's a DJ on the radio station out here.
Right.
You know, I was telling him about, come on, come with me, let's go have a good time and all that. And now here's one of the okay. I'm gonna give you a gem. Now the person that the whole thing was over was the same person, the same woman who got Bill Cosby locked up.
Oh, what? This is an exclusive. Could you repeat that, please? The same person.
That situation was over was the same woman that got Bill Cosby locked up.
Oh, did you hear that, people? Oh my goodness. So you dealt with her?
They
What a small world.
they were dealing with her. I didn't know who she was. I just knew it's because and excuse my language because I said, man, that's a big bitch.
Right. Right.
Excuse my language because she's really really tall. I didn't know that she used to play basketball and all of that. I didn't know who she was. I just seen her doing some illegal activities in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
And when I see her, and I was like, oh, there go that big bitch. And they were friends with her, and it kind of, I don't know, what I was blindsided by the whole thing. I don't know what was going on, what was the relation between them, who she was. I'm just living life,
Right.
but it got to him, like I guess, I don't know what made him. I just still to this day, I just don't know why would he do that at that time.
Jealousy.
But
Jealousy.
it could have been. But people know that back then I carried around that pole. You know, I had that pole with me all the time, and for him
Yes,
to
I
do
read that. And that's the thing in the States. Y'all have the right to,
yeah,
have your protection. And that's just what it
yeah.
is.
But even up and beyond that, I didn't need the pole for what happened. Uh, because I was ambushed in that situation. So
Where? Yeah.
I was ambushed and still like I tried to convey what exactly happened to the authorities, and it just did not resonate with them. When you're going through a situation, you're in duress, and you don't know what's going on. All this stuff that's going on, and it happened in a matter of seconds. Like people's lives can
Right. So
in
fast.
a
Yeah.
matter of seconds because you never know what the next person is thinking.
gonna do? Because even the part where I read your altercation with John, um how he kept inching to come at you, um and you tried to avoid it. Even with the first, I don't want to give too much details, but with the first warning,
Yeah.
it was that of a warning, and he still didn't adhere to the
But
warning.
the police out here, the police are they're dirty because they manipulated the scene. I know for a fact. If you and someone else and one other person is somewhere.
Hello? DC? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sound
my
like,
battery.
oh, okay, go on.
Yeah, something's going on with the battery. Uh, so
Plug it in.
yeah, but so when you know that if there's those three people there, right? And when you read the report, and it don't read like I was there, but that didn't happen.
Right.
You know it was manipulated, and it's
Absolutely.
us all the time. That's part of
Can I
subhuman.
can I can I ask? Was John white or black?
Unfortunately, it was all African American men.
Oh, oh, okay, okay, okay. Yep. Okay. So yes, you guys, anybody who's coming in here now, I have a few people. We are interviewing DEE CEE. He is an American author, American published Amazon author of the Journal of a Luminary. So thank you so much for having the privilege of me interviewing you with regards to your book. We're talking about his book. You guys have to purchase it on Amazon. It is reasonable. Paperback, I believe you said is 20 bucks?
$20.98,
Okay,
and
the
Kindle.
download is for six something. So it's very, very affordable. You guys check it out. The Journal of a Luminary. You will be blown away. So with regards to the negrophobia, the subhuman treatment, we talked about the Federal Reserve. We talked about how that was broken up. We also talked about how the diagrams in his book, he has a lot. I was privileged enough to read the original, but a lot of the diagrams and visuals, like the 1.3 trillion dollar graph that was broken up, Amazon made him take out a lot of the diagrams, and made him republish it. So when you get the book off there, you're not going to get the specific diagrams, but you will still get the concept of the wording and everything that is being said in terms of the message. So thank you so much for your transparency, your honesty. We talked about your family too, what you've been through with your family. You had a cousin that stole from you. In that period of trust when you gave yourself to be there for your family. Even what happened with regards to her dating someone and, the fight that happened and you getting subsequently arrested.
Yeah.
Even that is crazy to think your own family and how you describe how the man was not treating her right, was talking to other girls and this, that. You're just trying to be there for your cousin. And of course, it was a typical her taking up, for dick over her family,
Right.
and these are just some of the things that you share and are very raw and transparent in your book. And what makes it that much more entertaining. And it's not so much entertainment, but it's just like, it's amazing to know that this is real life, but it just seems like like it could really turn into a movie, what you've gone through. We also talked about how DEE CEE was literally attacked by the enemy, hit by a car, and dragged under the car for a little bit, and then thrown a couple feet after, and he walked away from that. So these are just the little points of what we've been talking about. Very interesting stuff. You guys go purchase the book. Please support this brother and purchase the book. We're going to continue to be promoting it. We're also going to repost this live, and so other people will be able to be aware and see and hear about this. So let's just...
Amazon made me take out the information about the arrest, the law,
Oh, hold on.
the
So they took out that part too?
they took out everything that had to do with the arrest. So I put it up. It's public information, but I put up like the time when I got arrested, when I went away. That was right. It showed right where I was incarcerated for the tickets and why they took me in when they ran the scene that I
Yeah,
had a
I
warrant for them.
saw that. You did put a picture of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and the law firm for the incident with being hit by the car, because I'm gonna give you another jewel. You ready? I'm
Yeah.
gonna give you some more.
Hey,
I'm gonna give you some more jewels. So my doctor. Now I can't make this stuff up.
you
I
can't.
cannot.
That's what I said to when I'm meeting. I'm like, you just can't make this up.
So me and my
You wrote
doctor.
a book.
Yeah, well, me and my doctor. I'm not gonna give away too much, but he and I had a understanding. I was able to get
Yeah.
prescription medicine,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So all of the receipts, they made me take that out. Everything.
Wow. The Walgreen receipts
Yeah,
with that whole run. Yeah.
they
That
made me
was a
take.
smart hustle you turned into too. That was smart.
Yes, but this. Let me tell you this. That this is not in the book. The doctor. This is the jewel. The doctor ended up going to prison shortly after mine taken away from society because of the drug trafficking and some other stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
His name was Edward Sage. So he ended up getting locked up too.
Okay. Okay, I see, I see. But that, even with regards to that, due to your accident, having to go to therapy and get on these the Percocets and those other types of very addictive, very easily addictive. Did you find yourself getting addictive, or how was that in terms of you controlling that so you wouldn't get addicted to the?
I'm taking it. I fell asleep. I took it and was at work. I fell asleep at work. Dropped a whole cup of coffee on myself. My boss told the people that I guess they thought I died or something, but
Yeah, you passed out from an accidental overdose.
they no, that was another situation. But they made me they let me sleep
Okay.
until I took one of the pills at work and then I passed out. Dropped the whole
Oh, okay.
coffee
Yeah,
and was
because it's like those things are so strong. Those painkillers, they're so strong. They're so easily very addictive.
yep, yep.
Very addictive.
That was
Well, I'm glad that you navigated through that. Um,
I
I'm
did.
glad that you navigated through that.
It was almost unaliving.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Even speaking about that part, you said that was another time where, yeah, you I know you're, perhaps going through some stuff or whatnot, but you didn't purposely attempt to do that. It's just it happened because of how strong the drugs are.
Yeah, I mean, me taking it, but like the old me, I party and I think I put so much weed in the air. The clouds that's out there right now is probably
Yes.
I did too much. I lived too much like rock starish.
Yeah. Yeah. Had
Yeah,
your rock star life.
yeah,
Well, everybody has to go through it, and it's part of the experiences, and it's part of what enabled you to be able to compose such a book of this magnitude and this knowledge and understanding of your life story. So with regards to that, so continuing on, we talked about your family, we talked about the Federal Reserve, we talked about the negrophobia, we talked about what happened with your testimony, your accident. We talked about your player days, and now we're going to get into, kind of like the conclusion of the transformation, of your transformation process, and the conclusion of that, the last chapter of the book and whatnot, talking about we the people, talking about what it's like to be black. in this society, as we kind of touched on before, looking at the definitions in the dictionary, the negative connotations that are attached to the word black.
Yes.
That if a young black child was to look in the dictionary and be curious, this is the type of nonsense that would be fed into their minds
Yes.
of being a black person and what it means to be black. If you can kind of go over that concept of that chapter in your book, talking about that and kind of relay what you meant about that, what it means to you.
Well, again, like in the chapter, I do say I don't personally consider myself black. I don't,
Right.
because we were not originally calling ourselves black. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when I looked, like you said, looking up the words is coded. Here's an old adage that goes hand in hand, and what does it mean to be black?
Right.
The code, and I don't want to give, because I want people to, if you want diamonds, and I say, here, a person to take it, right? But I say it's over there, under there, and by that. That means you got to go do something, right?
Right.
I want to give away all of it, but when it comes to what does it mean to be black, by definition, when you look up the words and the string that goes with it, the adage is, if you want to hide knowledge from someone that look like us, put it in a book.
Right.
So here it is in the book. I'm going to give you that knowledge, and
Mm-hmm.
it's right here
Mm-hmm.
in there, in our books.
Mm-hmm.
It means it's hard to say, because out of oppression and subhuman treatment. But what it
Yes.
is that we descend from great kings, queens, the greatest place on the planet, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing who you are and where you come from should give you the grounds to where you should want to go.
Right.
Society has fallen apart in trying to emulate things that they see in people. Or they see this person, they want to emulate this person. They want to see, I want to be like LeBron. I want to be like Drake. I want to be like Kendrick. I want to be like this person, that person.
Yeah.
But who are you? That's the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know who they are.
They are. That's right.
So what does it mean to be black? That means that you are part of something great, but yet, and part of that greatness, a lot of people know what that means, but yet you know nothing. But the people know nothing. They say they know, but then when you go into the demographics of it, is all void. It's
Right.
not. It's nothing to stand on.
Right. Right.
What,
Absolutely.
what does it mean? It means that we need to come up out of this sleep and wake up out of this nightmare.
Yes.
This ain't no American dream. This is American nightmare.
Oh, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And you talk about that. Even one of your chapters, you name it the Great Awakening. I believe that's chapter 3. Talking about the Great Awakening and how, people who are awake, people who do, this book was written for people who are awake and who can see and understand the message and the foundation as to why we are where we are. For me personally, it was a perfect time for me to read this book in terms of the understanding. I've questioned so many times, knowing about slavery, but not knowing specific details, knowing the trauma that took place with even black people who enslaved black people before they sold us to the Europeans.
Absolutely.
And the countries that you name off, in that was included of that Congo, Republic, certain sections of Africa, the African chiefs, who they had to go through, to even get permission to do anything,
Yep.
you know. So, and it was all for what? Materials, money, it was for some whatever trade
Gun,
off.
sugar, tobacco, gunpowder, liquor, all the stuff
Okay,
hold so dearly.
wow.
When we put that cube of sugar or that sugar up in a cup of coffee, think about, like, man, in some part of our history, one of your people was sold for that. When you light up them Newports, think about when you blow in that square, that tobacco, one of your people was sold for that. The guns that people carrying around. The next time you aim a gun at somebody, think about somebody was sold for that.
Oh, for that. Wow. 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 It's really, really deep. When you think about these things and again, it's not something that people visit every day and that's why they're so not knowledgeable about these things. But once you read this book, I mean, it's already etched in my mind, the knowledge that I've taken in from your book, the knowledge and understanding about certain things, adding to my wisdom and my understanding and just broadening my horizons, knowing that much more. That's why I'll be pushing this book and telling people, if you want to know why we treat each other the way we do, just read the Journals of a Luminary, okay? Just read just read that book and you'll come to an understanding and then come back and say, Nikki, dang, you were right. Like, I have a broader perspective of what's going
I'm gonna
on.
give you an
And
This is what's coming next.
yeah, so that's the next thing I wanted to kind of get into. Even what's coming next with regards to solutions, and we already know the world agenda, the gay and lesbian agenda, the Project Bluebeam, like you said, with them doing all kinds of things in the sky, all the agendas that are taking place that are leading to this total, what do you call Totalitarian society, total, complete, control, dominated society of not only black people, but
People
people in general. Again, coming back to the subhuman treatment of each other.
of all making everyone slaves.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just black. Everybody. If you don't believe, you don't worship this particular image, you're done, according to them.
Yep. But here's the thing about the religion, where all religions are merged into one.
Yes. Yes, and that's where we're headed to, and that confirmation of your allegiance to that particular one world religion will be the mark, and that will prove to the system that you are in. And if you are not a part of it, you will be considered an outcast and will have to go into the wilderness and survive and basically run for your life because they will be hunting down those who don't. But it is what it is. You got to make your decision, and it's either Yahweh or it's the world. You have to decide which one it's going to be for you. Um,
Think about that. Like, they putting those satellites out there in space. I mean, as big as this planet is, they haven't even found everything that's on this planet. But they are making a grand attempt to be able to encapsule people where it's nowhere that you can go, because it says no man, no person will be able to do this, or that.
yeah,
So that's everybody. That's
that's
here.
everybody. Everybody. The word says what it says, and that's the revelation of the word. And again, I love how you incorporate that truth in your book, The Journal of a Luminary. You guys purchase it on Amazon. It is amazing. But I kind of want to touch on a more happier topic and kind of promote you and your record label. You are an artist. You are a record label owner. You know talent. You scout talent. I read about the three girls that you met. That story of the three ladies that you met when you were at work. You had the opportunity to do a video shoot. A couple people showed up on your behalf, and you were able to spawn a few other opportunities from there. But you are the record label and CEO owner of Open Door Records. And you were also a songwriter for BMI Broadcast Music.
Currently,
So big up yourself on that. That's an amazing position. So maybe just talk a little bit about your record label. Is it still active? And what are you doing now with regards to your artistry and music?
well, as far as the label goes, I'm going to have an artist named Zeke Woods, and there's three poems that's in the Journals of a Luminary that
Yes.
he's going to
Yes.
do some music, but it's going to be like spoken poetry with music.
O-
So that
Okay. So those are actually songs? Those three poems are songs?
poetry,
Or
but it's going, you know,
just poetry? Okay, but it's still, lyrics and they go together.
yeah, they intertwined there. You know,
Yes.
he's going to do those three. So I'm working on that project,
Okay.
and with Money Making Monet, I'm planning on doing something with Money Making Monet, that's a tongue twister, and I'm working on something for myself later on, 25, 26.
Okay. Well, you're a media lady here in Toronto.
Oh yeah,
Anything you're doing next, you already know. We're promoting the things here in Toronto and in Canada on this end for that.
yeah.
So big up yourself on that. So yeah, so basically your label's still going. You're working on some things. So congratulations. I can't wait to see the finished product and to continue to work with you and see how you grow and how the record label grows. And I also understand I might even have a little thing with one of your artists, so we'll see how that works out. We're not giving too much details on that, but we'll see.
I done had
And
I done had the label since 99.
okay, so since 1999, you've been the record label CEO and owner of Open Door Records. Even big up yourself on what I read. You went to an event and your cousin them was working with Hot 97 or was hosting an event with Hot 97 and you were able to be there and they kind of bigged you up and you felt good about that, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's like
Yeah.
my cousin. He's a DJ. Jello in the mornings. It's
Okay.
Jello.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a big thing because
That's big.
he got here. Yeah. Yeah. We
That's huge.
Chicago, but we migrated here, and this is our home now. and we think,
Okay. Yes, because you mentioned in the book that originally it all started when you and your ex-wife broke up, and then that's when the journey started, when you had to leave and go to your sister's house and whatnot, and that's kind of where everything kind of
yeah,
started.
unfortunately, but when you think about, you have to get, you have to start from point A to get to point B, but
That's right.
everything is the in between. From the point when you're going from point A to point B, that in between,
Right.
all the stuff that you go through to get to that next point in life, you know.
Right. Right. Exactly. And again, I love how transparent you were, how honest you were with regards to the journey and you navigating through it and how you transcended, like you said, like from the caterpillar into the butterfly, that you literally transcended into that. So that basically brings us to basically a summary of your book from kind of the beginning, the negrophobia, right up until what it's like to be a black person, right up until also the chapter you talk about the dumb, the deaf, the blind, and the guerreras.
Yeah,
I didn't even know about that word guerreras,
Garrett.
if I'm pronouncing it properly, Gyros, if I'm pronouncing it properly, and the differences of the type of people that you describe in that
Yeah,
chapter. Absolutely truth. I love how where it actually fit into the book. It was a perfect place for you to talk about that. And unfortunately, again, when we talk about solutions and moving forward, the problem is because so many people are still dumb, still deaf, still blind, still chatty. And you know what we talk about how do you pronounce the word?
Garrulous.
Garrulous, yes, garrulous. People who chatty too much, and we know there's too much of those people. So you touch such truth in that concept, and again, it's gonna have to take people to come to an understanding to bring forth solutions and to make changes.
A personal revelation. They have to have a personal revelation within some people never see it. Some people go through their whole life and they miss the mark. But some people,
I would never want to like that. I would cry. I never want to go through life not learning or not getting what I deserve or missing the blessing because I didn't do things properly,
yes,
or was blind,
or wasting time. The things that we do is to edify. If
right,
this conversation wasn't something to edify, then we just wasted our time. But we edified one another.
correct, because I know from start to finish with this live, people are going to learn a lot and think, making people think outside the box and think about some real intellectual things that will enhance your life should you come to an understanding of that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That I mentioned about in chapter 14 is about helter skelter.
Yes.
People are not paying attention to what's going on with this migration, the immigrants that's being brought here.
Right.
And I was telling my fiance the other day that I see like another civil war, but it's not going to be like the first civil war. It's going to be the citizens against the people that are being dumped in cities across the United States.
Right.
They go from here to another place. The migration problem, the laws that they have about immigration need to be updated, changed, because that's going to cause a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to cause a problem, which I foresee a civil war.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree, even here in Canada too. I mean, I love everybody. I ain't hating on nobody, but enough is enough when you're letting in so many immigrants and they're taking over the housing or all the new housing structures and certain things, and Canadians or Torontonians that have been on the list for years can't even get through. But yet they come in the country and they're getting A, B, C, D, E. Like Trudeau just gives them everything. And it's like people who live here and who born here can't even get access to those things.
Yeah, that's a situation that has to be addressed by the governments of your country and my country.
Right.
Right. Like if they don't get it situated soon, it's gonna be a problem.
It will be. It will be. Yep. Enough of them, like, they work in, like, the Tim Hortons and these other places. And, it's like, you don't want to be rude, but it's like, you come to the country, you don't really know how to speak the language, and then you don't even know how to listen properly to get a simple order.
Right.
So things like that just kind of tick you off to know that they could just come here and get through so easy, and they don't even know how to talk English. They're working in it and you don't even understand what I'm trying to order.
Right. But when you look at all sides of it, like if you don't do anything, don't give them the health care, don't give them the assistance that they need, then you have chaos in society because you have people walking around and then your house starts to get burglarized and things like that.
Right.
Or the crime rate goes up. I mean, it's a lot of backlash. It's a lot of things that will come along with that if they don't fix it. But the best thing to do, I mean, you have to expedite certain situations, but at the same time, you have to think about the people who are here and there who are already in line for services.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's just unfortunate that that is the case, but it's just not respected, you know, and dealt with and operated in such a manner. So it's just getting to a place where we actually have the action of doing that and carrying out what we said we're going to do, or doing the action of that.
Yes. Another.
Go ahead. Hello? You still there? DC? Can you hear me? Oh boy.
Yes.
Looks like. Oh, okay, you're still there. Okay. Great. Rebuke
is going.
it! We rebuke it!
Get in Yeshua's name. But here's another.
You get in Yeshua's name. That's right.
Shout out to my fiance. Hey, Tony.
Yes. Hello, girlfriend. Hello.
Baby.
Hey, girl. What's up? Your man's amazing. You should be very proud. Big up yourself. I'll meet you soon. When I come to Arizona, I'll meet you all. So I'll meet you soon, girlfriend. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You are welcome. There's a pool out in the back, big old barbecue grill. Yes.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm coming to Arizona. I got a friend in Arizona. I got family in Arizona now. What you talking about, fam? I'm coming up there, yo. I'm coming.
Always welcome. Always welcome.
Yes. Yes.
Just to touch on chapter 16.
Yes.
The more you know. We have to also be careful of this new technology with AI.
Oh, yes. Thank you for bringing that up. See, there's so much concept. Like, that's why I said this interview is probably like 2 hours already. But yes, please talk about that.
Yeah, the technology, we have to be very careful about this new technology because just for an example, I wrote this years ago, okay? But now that, what is his name? Oh my God, the owner of X.
The owner of which?
X, the old Twitter.
Oh, Elon Musk or
yes,
Elon.
The
Facebook dude.
No, Elon.
The Facebook dude.
Elon Musk. Okay, so
he
with this
owns it now. Yeah.
With AI, people with AI is so dangerous. It can be dangerous. It can be very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But there, the technology with AI that can manipulate on the news. My fiance and I were watching the news, and with this AI technology, a 65-year-old woman was killed by an 85-year-old man because the AI voice manipulation.
Right. Yes.
Neither one
that is
what was going on, but they were manipulated by AI.
Mm-hmm.
We're putting out songs using AI. We have to make these people are using AI to make calls to swindle people out of money.
Yes. Yes.
This AI invention, because on one hand it could be a great gift, but on the other hand it could be a really, really
a nightmare.
Danger.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And technology itself, like how the governments can watch us through. They're now monitoring our emails and text messages that's sent. Mm-hmm. You know, this technology to monitor us. This technology is a slave. Technology is a wonderful invention. That's why Joshua said, "Beware of the devices of the devil."
Yes.
And
yes.
More and more creating, you see why he said that, because you can see the of it. So I just want to throw that in there. I mean, I want people to read what I wrote about certain things. But
right. It just touches on every little part. I'm so glad you brought that up with regards to the AI. And that's basically that's how they're gonna incorporate the technology. It's AI, it's artificial intelligence. You know, even the microchipping, the picking up on that, the surveillance, the sensors, everything is AI pretty much. This
Absolutely.
artificial intelligence.
Yes. And that's one thing. I mean, we don't supposed to be fearful of nothing.
No,
You know, the Messiah said, cast your worries and fears upon him. You
that's
know,
right.
and he can do all things.
That's right.
We
That's
have
right.
to be of what's going on too.
Absolutely. And you're a walking, breathing testimony yourself. A walking, breathing testimony. And you are a scholar at this point, I would say. You are in a position to teach, to edify, like we were just talking about, to teach, to edify, especially the youths, the young men coming up. You know what I mean? Your success, your from you know we all have like this rags to riches story, you know what I mean? Being your experiences, from being homeless and jobless to, being an owner of a record label and CEO of a record label, and, your description of your Fenty suit, and your Burberry Walker, and, your Gucci visor, you know what I'm saying? The level up, and the process of that. And
Those are
the timing of this, what's that?
those are all things like the things in life. Like it's three. I'll get like fruit. This is I'm gonna give you another jewel. You
Okay.
know, you, you have small-minded people. They talk about people. Mediocre minds. They talk about things. But you have great minds that talk about ideas. Shout out to OG Bobby Brown out there. I
Ah,
see you. I see you.
I like that.
I don't know
Absolutely.
who you see on your end, but I see like it's 33 people on this end. But
On your live?
yeah, I see you. I see
Yeah,
family
big
out
up. I don't know what's going on with my end, like, because I see people are in, but the numbers, it only shows two, but I know there's more than two people in here. So I don't know. But anyway,
there. I see.
if y'all know, this is Nikki's second live, Nikki Victorious. Thank you guys for joining in. Thank you for everybody who joined in on DC's end. We were talking about his amazing accomplishment body of work, which is called The Journal of a Luminary. It is on sale now on Amazon. You guys check it out. The paperback's about 20 something dollars. The download is only 6 something. So it's very, very reasonable. Please, guys, please get this book and please take the time to read it for yourself. You will expand your mind, expand your understanding, and expand your vocabulary. Not to mention, expand your spirituality with God in terms of, wow, what an amazing God that this man went through all this stuff and went through this and went through that and was nearly killed, and his neighbors tried to kill him, accident, all this stuff, and God still preserved his life. You are a walking testimony, and it's an absolute privilege to have come in contact with you. I know we were supposed to do this from last year, like 2 years ago. I met you on Facebook, and you're like, "Yo, look at my book," and da 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 da. And everything. I'm just glad that everything worked out in time.
Yes.
And this time was perfect. I'm telling you, it's a perfect time in my life right now as I'm going through my transcendence
Yeah.
and my transformation. It just gives me more faith and more hope that if you could go through such adversity, then it just makes me feel of my story and what I've already overcome to continue to have faith that Yahweh is awesome.
Awesome. Absolutely.
Awesome.
I remember you were going through a situation too, and I seen it, and I know that the enemy was trying to attack you, and
Yes.
people like you, the very idea that you're everything what you're doing, I wanted to do, but I'm glad that Yahweh selected you to do it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that I could, play that role. You know what I mean? I could play that support, and especially with authors, with record labels, you need your media people. You need your media linkups. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
absolutely.
You need your promo people. You know?
Yes, absolutely. And that's how we can move a nation by sticking together and starting, instead of looking for this person or that person to help us, we help ourselves.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right.
We do
And it
right.
just confirms, like I said, the timing of this, reading this book. I feel like I'm a luminary as well in my own right, like with my own life stories. I feel like I could write a book too, seeing everything that I've endured and still here. So that's also inspiring. You've also inspired me. I might just, I already started one, so I might just, continue it on and see if I could get it published as well. And, just sharing your life story and sharing knowledge.
You can do all things.
Thank
If
you.
you've already been given the okay, you have authority to do it because the Messiah said you can do it. You have power in him. People have to start walking in that power that was given to us. People scared to walk in power.
Truth. Truth,
Walk,
brother.
get it.
Truth. You're empowering me right now. I was so excited about this interview.
Ooh,
Like we said, we prayed before because I already know how the adversary works. Like, you have to pray ahead of time, be like, listen, stop him from trying to stop this.
absolutely.
Don't even try and let it touch this, So we did, and it wasn't without hiccup, but at least we got through. I'm glad that everything worked out. At least we could still record it. It's still recorded. I'm still gonna save it, still push it. And this is the first of many, This is just the first of many promotions of what you're doing in terms of the music and whatnot. Always stay in touch with me and let me know what's the next big thing so we can continue to promote it here in Toronto as well. And promote Nikki Victorious and Victorious Vibes in Arizona too.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely. Do you? I done got on the phone and got everybody.
I had to throw that in
Yes,
there.
yes, yes,
Yes,
yes. Thank you.
yes.
Thank
Is there anything else that you want to let the people them know, or anything about the book? Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we conclude this interview?
Go grab the copy and illuminate yourself.
That's right. That's right. I would say the same exact thing. As I feel like I'm illuminated that much more. I feel like I am a luminary in my own right. And I feel like, all of us is a luminary in some right. If you come into your knowledge and you come into your understanding. So y'all get the book, okay? Y'all get the book, okay? The Journal of a Luminary, okay? Get the book, everybody. Get the book, okay? Get the book. So we're also going to be reposting this, so that's why I had to put that in there, so it's in there. So yeah, congratulations. So just to conclude right now, if you could let the people them know, you mentioned your fiance, so you're engaged,
Yes,
you're looking to get married, you're settled down.
yes, yes. Big shout out to my baby, Tony.
All right.
Oh,
All right. So congratulations on that, that God has blessed you. I personally read your story. So to see you come so far and to see that, you have found a very meaningful relationship, a real love and truth. I say congratulations on that.
yeah.
And perhaps hopefully I can come to the wedding and,
You
just
are welcome.
continue to celebrate great moments in life.
You are welcome to the wedding.
Yay! Yes, so Victorious Vibes wedding, y'all. Okay, so stay tuned for Victorious Vibes wedding, live from Arizona. Okay,
Yeah.
so if there's anything else you'd like to say, like I said, you guys follow DC at DC, that's DEE CEE 24, no, sorry, 2024. So DC 2024, that's DEE CEE 2024. And also the other Instagram, would you like people to have the other one as well?
215,
Okay.
19.
Okay, so that one is 21519 DC. So the other one is at 21519 DC 21519 DEE CEE, okay, or at DEE CEE 2024. So you guys make sure you follow him on Instagram, support the things. Go to Amazon and grab the book. Please grab the book, and DM me, message me, let me know, Nikki, I got the book, and Dang, you know what I mean? 1, 2. So let's talk about it. Let's promote the book in Toronto here and worldwide.
Yes.
Okay, people. So you guys will also see this live on YouTube. And is there anything else, DC?
I thank everyone who's out there listening, and I thank everyone for their support, supporting Nikki Victorious. She is victorious.
You're
She is
welcome.
one of the big ones. And I thank everyone who took the time out to watch this interview, and there is more things to come.
Definitely. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. So the Journals of Illuminary, everybody. The Journal of Illuminary. You guys make sure you caught that on Amazon. So again, thank you so much, DC. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your precious time. Thank you for being transparent. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for contacting me to do this interview with you. I thank you so much because it has brought me so much wisdom. I believe it was literally an assignment from Yahweh, and I feel like I accomplished it. Not to mention, learned what He wanted me to learn, and still learning what He wants me to learn and incorporate in my life as I continue on in this life journey. You mentioned you're in your 50s. I'm going to be 46, y'all. So I'm continuing to learn and continuing to be on this life path of purpose. And again, I would like to thank you and congratulate you, my fellow brother, creator, and king. You are a king, and I have to give you your flowers and respect. So thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Peace and
Yes, very welcome. Okay, so I'm going to give you a shout when we get off this. I'm going to come off the live right now. Thank you to those who came into the live. Thank you for participating. Thank you for staying. Thank you for watching. Even if you jumped in and you jumped out, still thank you for the support. I appreciate that. Nikki Victorious will continue to practice the live things and get on the live things, and that's the way to do it. So we doing it all. You know what I'm saying? We doing it all. We're not afraid. There's no fear. Like we say, DC, right?
Yes.
No fear of nothing. We could do whatever we put our minds to.
Absolutely. Amen.
All right.
Peace and blessings. Bye.
All right. All right. So with that said, congratulations once again. Big up your fiance. Big her up. Big up. Big up. Big up the dog. I heard the dog is part of the family. Give him a little pet for me. You know what I mean? He was in the interview as well. And with that said, we're going to end the live now.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Take care. All right. Thank you guys for watching.